Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. We're back here at Clearwater Toyota, and I have that one car that it's all about smiles per miles. It's this vehicle right here. This is a 2025 Toyota GR86. This particular one is a GR86 Premium. But before we get into this sparkly blue sports car, let's talk about what's going on here. So in the day and age of the modern automobile, there's been a lot of technology, a lot of advancements that kind of detach the driver from the actual art of driving. The GR86 wants to change that. It's all about driver-focused engagement and, of course, the fun factor. Now, there's been a lot of debate on the GR86 not having tons of horsepower or more horsepower than it currently has, but you can't argue with the fact that once you get behind the wheel and you have a twisty road in front of you, it just puts a smile on your face a mile wide. Now, at this price point, there really isn't many sports cars or cars that you could even call sports cars at the price point of this GR86. So is it the most affordable sports car hands down? Let's go ahead, let's dive into our GR86 Premium and find out. Right off the bat, this metallic blue fits it to a T, perfect amount of metal flake and the perfect amount of sparkle. Now at the front of the business, I absolutely love what they did with the current generation of the GR86. You have nice shape to the headlight housing, LED daytime running lamp, turn signal and LED headlights. And of course we have those super size functional corner air curtains surrounded by just a little bit of flat black. This generation, I love the GR86 more than the Subaru BRZ. If it's the previous generation, I'm going Subaru BRZ, and I absolutely love this color. As we come across that low slung nose, you're gonna have your flat black honeycomb style grille design. We got our GR badge. Remember, that stands for Gazoo Racing. They handle all of the motorsports within Toyota. And then I love the way they have that integrated low-lip splitter, painted the same body color, functional aero to give us downforce and to stop air from going underneath the vehicle. But let me know what you think about the face of this sports car. It just makes my heart pitter-patter. Now, as we rise up, you got that low-slung hood. One of the reasons why the hood is so low is because we have a flat 4 engine under it. So instead of having an inline 4, which is taller, the engine is flat, opposed cylinders, and that's what gives you that sleek aerodynamic look. It's also going to lower your center of gravity. Now, as we come around the bend, on the premium trim, loving the spec of wheel and tires. So you have this 18-inch multi-spoke wheel, nice flat black wheel, and then for tires, we have those Michelin Pilot Sport 4s. 215 on the width with 40 series sidewall, and the Pilot Sports really are, especially the 4s, are really a fantastic tire for grip and also for durability. You have a little bit over 12-inch rotors because, of course, the car does not weigh as much as other sports cars, and we have a specific tuned suspension at all 4 corners. But let me know what you think about the wheel design with our particular blue. I think it works. It really works. Now, coming down the side, I'm gonna have Steven swing around and show you the functional fender vent. That's gonna channel air down the side of the vehicle. You have metallic painted mirror caps, and then no sunroof. No sunroof on this sports car. Not needed, not wanted, at least by me. Side sill extension gives it that beautiful form and function for aero. And then I love the way you got that sleek roof that comes into the rear glass. Out back, same tire size, 215 on the width, 40 series sidewall, and we do have a limited slip diff to help us get power to the ground. And then on the premium, I love the ducktail spoiler. Gives it that extra attitude look, but it's also a functional piece of aero. You got your full LED taillights, no turn signals whatsoever. Of course, we have our GR86 badge. And then to wrap it off, on the down level, you do have your dual outlet exhausts. One on each side, nice stainless steel exhaust, gonna give that 4-cylinder engine a little bit of that rumble. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and see what's actually powering our GR86. All right guys, we got the hood popped on this small pint-sized sports car. You do have a prop rod, but remember, it's all about weight. And wait until you hear the overall weight on this car. You do have that boxer engine. That's that flat 4, sits very low in the engine frame cradle. And what I love about the engine, very little plastic covering up. You can see the 4 individual intake runners. You can see your throttle body, AC compressor, alternator, of course your top mounted oil filter, and then on top of it you also have your bracing to tie in your strut top mounts to the firewall to help stiffen up the back of the car. But what do we have? It's a 2.4 liter naturally aspirated flat 4. It produces 228 horsepower, 184 pound-feet of torque. You can get a 6-speed manual. Ours happens to have the 6-speed automatic. 0 to 60 in about 5.4 seconds, quarter mile in 13.9 at 111 miles an hour, and a top speed around 140 miles an hour. MPGs around 21 the city and 28 on the highway, but the kicker is the car weighs right around 2,900 pounds. So that's what really increases that fun factor. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire up this sports car and hear what it sounds like. Hi guys, we are inside this 2025 GR86 premium trim. I know you're probably saying to yourself, well Joe, I do want a sports car, but I don't have 100 grand to go drop on something. I don't even have 50 grand to go drop on something. So how much is this if it's really affordable? MSRP starting on one of these is $29,000. This particular one, because it has the automatic transmission, you're looking at an MSRP of $35,000. But let's see exactly what you get for your hard-earned money. To the door panels. I like the clean, simple style. You have the Alcantara up top, and then you'll notice the soft armrest with the contrast stitching, a large cup holder for even a Yeti bottle you could put in here, no gloss black. Going from the door panel to the dash, I love how far forward the dash is pushed, gives the passenger some room. Slide on in, you're gonna get that 8-inch infotainment system. It's got enough bells and whistles to make things interesting. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, all those goodies. Let me throw it into reverse. Backup camera is not the greatest. I mean, you do get trajectory, which is nice. It's just a little on the grainy side, but it does take up all 8 inches, which is nice. Real volume knob, tuning knob. Love the GR start stop button. You got your dual climate control with the red digital displays, toggle switches for your AC controls, and then this is going to control your 6-speed automatic transmission. You can manually shift as well. There are paddles behind the steering wheel, or you could shift with the shifter itself. It's up to you. Do love all the stitching. You have your sport button, snow mode button, and your track mode. Good old-fashioned mechanical e-brake with the stitching. 2 stages of heated seats. One little tiny, this is like a Mott's applesauce container here. And then of course you have your key fob. It looks like a Subaru key fob because it is, but they put the Toyota badge on it. And I like the way on this generation you actually get a soft padded armrest, which, boo, open this up, you get 2 more cup holders, 2 USB-Cs, and an aux jack, which is nice. Actually, USB-A's, not C's, A's. So take your vitamin C because you're getting the A's in here. Seats, love them. The Alcantara, the leather, the bolstering, they are manual adjustments for the passenger and the driver. There is a rear seat, but we're not even going to focus on it because you got to be the size of one of the Munchkins from the original Wizard of Oz or an Ewok from Return of the Jedi. That's it. If you don't fall in that category, you're not getting in that back seat without feeling a world of pain. But why don't you come over here to the business end? I want to show you where you're going to feel all the goodness of this GR86. Let me show you behind the wheel. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. You do have an aluminum sill plate. This is the protective adhesive when they ship the cars. In the pedal box, you got a nice aluminum dead pedal, brake pedal, and throttle. That's a proper pedal box. Manual seat controls are easy to figure out. And then the seats are absolutely superb. They're comfy, they hold you in place, and they really look the part of a sports car. Lots of headroom, and remember, I'm 6 feet tall. Steering wheel, you don't need a flat bottom. It's a nice size round steering wheel with the GR badging on the bottom, the contrast stitching, flat black on the switchgear, and you do also have flat black paddles to go up and down the 6-speed automatic. And then you're gonna have that digital gauge cluster, which is really, really easy to use. You got your auxiliary gauges, all that important information. And watch this, when you go into your different modes, see how it changes? I just went into sport, and then now I'm going into track mode. Look at that. Have that tack right across the middle there, and a large gear indicator. But why don't we go ahead, I'll show you the trunk, and then we're gonna go for an on-throttle spin in this GR86. All right guys, time to get in the trunk. It may not seem like a lot of space, but it's actually quite usable. You open up the trunk, you got 6 cubic feet of space, but the good news is, of course, you could fold down the rear seat to extend that. Underneath, there is no spare. You just have a can of flat fix and an electric air compressor, but in a sports car, it's about cut and weight. What I want to find out is, though, how does this handle and how does it drive? Let's go ahead, let's buckle in, and go on throttle in this GR86. All right guys, we're behind the wheel of this GR86. I do have it in track mode, and I am using the paddles to shift through the 6-speed automatic. I tell you though, it's one of those cars, it just feels so good to drive. And really just allows you to be connected. There's no other car where you're this connected behind the wheel. And that's what makes it extra special. Especially when you look at all of the other types of cars that are available at this price point. It just, there's not a lot out there, especially at $29,000. But the steering is so precise, the chassis is so balanced. Yes, you only have 228 horsepower, but it's usable and you can really enjoy it. That's the thing, you know, it's great to have 1,000 horsepower, sure, but it's very hard to enjoy because you gotta be able to get the power to the ground. With this car, you can get the power to the ground very, very effectively. Visibility out the front is great, and you just feel like the car is wrapped around you. You feel like it's an isotoner glove that just fits you to a T. And I really like that. Being able to see the dash super clear through the steering wheel, getting to the 8-inch infotainment system, it's well within reach. And the paddles are in a good place on the steering wheel if you are gonna go automatic. I mean, me personally, I'm going manual. That's just how I like to drive my sports cars. But it's nice that they do offer an automatic version for those that want it. And you're still gonna get a lot of the same great driving dynamics. The awesome thing is that guess what? The automatic version is not as quick as the manual. The manual is actually faster, if you know what you're doing. But you got a nice large gear indicator, and it's really, really, like I said, easy to see from a quick glance. Second gear, on throttle, all the way up to 7,500 RPM. Love all the sounds you get. Nice, visceral experience. And even though it's a sports car, and it has that sport tuned chassis, because of the way they do the suspension, because of your lower center of gravity, it actually rides really nice and not too harsh to where it's shaking the fillings out of your mouth. But just a lot of fun to be behind the wheel. Even with it being an automatic, it's a lot of fun. Nice smooth downshifts, using those paddles. And then of course, having the eyesight technology, that nice, important piece of safety technology, it's great to have, especially if you are a newer driver. And it is really eyesight technology, and this thing is the best system in the industry. But I love looking up in the rearview mirror and seeing that ducktail spoiler and being able to have the different modes, your sport, your track, and just that connected old school feel. It really feels like an old school car, but it's brand new with a full warranty. And listen, they took care of the situation with the sealer, with the RVT sealer. It's been you know, handled, the RTV. Don't have to worry about that around the oil pan. So you're gonna get a car that you could rely on, reliability wise, durability, but also a car that's fun as can be to drive. The seats hold you in very nicely without squeezing you like a vice grip. But it really, you feel so in tune with it. And that's what I love about these cars. Just feeling so in tune with the whole experience, the whole driving experience. I'm gonna put it into automatic shift mode and see how the 6-speed automatic, I'm glad it doesn't have a 8-speed or a 10-speed, 6-speed. Traditional torque converter automatic transmission is fine. We don't need 20 different speeds. And the fact that it's rear-wheel drive, that's what really makes it a true, pure sports car compared to something maybe like a Civic Si that is a front-wheel drive car. You could really be playful on a right road with the twisty bits. You could be playful with the throttle and just enjoy pivoting the car with the rear. On throttle, here we go. So 6-speed drops down and we are off. It knows exactly what gear to be in, and it actually shifts relatively quickly, both up the gears and down the gears for the type of transmission that it is. And as you can see, just driving down the road, it's super enjoyable, super smooth. You are getting a little bit of road noise, but that's because of the type of car that it is. It's not about creating this separate experience, trying to shut out the outside world. It's blending the two together so you could be in tune with this car. Love the way you see the two peaks of the fenders, so you can see what your visual reference points are. And just everything else just well laid out. I wish I had a nice twisty road to take this thing on. That's really where it comes into play. And that's where she likes to play, is on the twisty bits. Let's go on throttle again, you ready? On throttle, here we go. Sound from that flat 4. But I'm hoping that this has been a good, quick overall review of what the GR86 is bringing for 2025. We're gonna get back to where it all started and wrap this one up, so I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, another great day here at Clearwater Toyota. Definitely got to thank Steven and the rest of the team getting us access to this 2025 GR86 premium trim. Let me know what you think. If you're looking for affordability and you want to also have a sports car, brand new, is this the way to go? Let me know in the comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. I'll come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raised Rise family. Gotta get up to Stephen Flood. He's working the camera like the stud that he is. They actually call him Stud Muffin at the local gym that he works out at. At least all the girls do. So awesome to hear, Stephen. Thank you for sharing your adventures. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.